So if you grew up in the 80s like I did, you're going to really love today's watch. Even if you didn't grow up in the 80s, I think you're going to find it really cool. It's the Far and Swit Vice. This is an 80s inspired, Miami inspired chronograph. It gets lots of colors. It's powered by a solar powered meca-quartz movement that you don't see very often. It's affordable, it's fun, it's a chronograph, and it's inspired by the 80s. Let's flip the camera and take a look at a really cool, fun chronograph from Far and Swit, the Vice. So this looks like a watch from Need for Speed, or inspired by the video game Need for Speed. I think it was a video game. Now I can't even remember. It's the 80s. It was a while ago. Actually, was it even in the 80s? I don't remember, but I know I played a lot of Need for Speed. I think it was a movie, maybe it wasn't. It was definitely a video game, and I played a lot of it. And this dial reminds me a lot of Need for Speed. It reminds me of the 80s. You have this grid pattern at the bottom of the dial. It's a horizon. And then you have another pattern in the register at the top of the dial, right below the 12 o'clock index. It definitely looks like something from the 80s. That's what they were going for. Gives you a little bit of a Tron vibe as well. If you like the movie Tron, I don't know, but that's what it's giving me. This is a 42 millimeter chronograph. So as chronographs go, it's not very big, it's not very small, it's somewhere in the middle. It's also powered by a pretty special movement, something that you don't see very often. This is powered by the VS71A, which is a meca-quartz movement. So that's why you get that sweep second on the hand. It's a solar powered movement. So that dial is actually a solar panel. I've had this watch for a while. I wear it once in a while, and I never made a video about it. And it's a really cool watch. I wanted to show it to you guys. So here we are. It gets a really nice strap on here. I think these straps are made by Strap Habit. I'm not 100% sure about that, but it definitely feels like something that came from Strap Habit. I think this watch comes with two straps. I think I also have a black strap that this came with. The dial is interesting. You have that dual register setup. So you have a register at the 12 o'clock, you have a register at the 6 o'clock, you have the date at the 3 o'clock, and then you have their logo at the 9 o'clock. So they went for some symmetry there. Obviously, all of these things are somewhat different shapes. The date, the logo, all of them are different shapes. So it's not incredible, but I think it works with the dial. And of course, that pattern in the background, because the name and the date sort of sit on that horizon. It looks really good. You have applied indices. Those are loomed. I believe that the hands are loomed on the sub-registers, and I believe the rings around those sub-registers are also loomed. Then you have a minute track that looks like it's applied, so it looks like it's separate from the dial itself. That is also loomed, and then beyond that you have a tachometer. You also get loom on the hands. I'm not sure if the chronograph running seconds is loomed. However, the running seconds at the 6 o'clock position, that hand is loomed. So like I was saying, this is a 42 millimeter watch. It's around 12 millimeters thick. That's the advantages of a meca-quartz movement. And then you have a 50 millimeter lug to lug. So this will wear large on smaller wrists. So if you have a small wrist, this may wear big. You may not be able to wear this watch because, like I said, it's a 42 millimeter watch with a 50 millimeter lug to lug. So that is on the larger side, but I wouldn't say it's a large chronograph. I would say it's a mid-sized chronograph to the larger side. That's really it. The case back is really cool on here. It says Vice. There's some palm trees, a large sun, and I believe that horizon again. That's because this is inspired by Vice, Miami Vice. I'm not sure that they were allowed to use that name, so that's the reason why it's just called Vice. Maybe they would have called it Miami Vice. I'm not sure, but there you go. And you have a really cool aqua colored strap, and you get quick release. And then you have a buckle on here, really nice buckle on here, which is signed Strap Habit. Well, there you go. I was right. I figured this was a Strap Habit strap. I just felt it, but I didn't remember for one reason or another. And I've worn the watch, and I never really knew that. On my wrist today, I have a really cool chronograph that is very different from the watch that we're looking at today. This is a lot smaller. It's more classic looking. This is the Nevada Grenchen Chrono Sport. Video for this is going to be coming out pretty soon. I've been wearing this a lot. I love this watch. I should have gotten it on the bracelet, but it's great on this strap. I think it looks great. And there is the Vice on my 7.5 inch wrist. We are in the dead of winter right now. However, this is a very colorful, very summery watch, and obviously it looks the part. It looks like a 1980s design, that dial, or at least the dial does. I don't think the watch looks like a 1980s watch. I think just that dial, and that's definitely what they were going for. I really like the look. You have a polished bezel, and then the rest of the watch is brushed. It's a pretty simple finish on this watch. 42 millimeters, I have a 7.5 inch wrist. It's a 50 millimeter lug to lug, and then it's around 12 millimeters thick. I do want to mention also that this watch is assembled here in the United States. They say in the Midwest. I think it's probably Ohio, but there you go. This is a US assembled watch, obviously using parts from overseas. The movement is made in Japan. So this also gets 100 meters of water resistance. So you do get a screwed-in crown and a screwed-in case back. You can go swimming with this. You can do a lot with this watch. Probably not wear it with a suit because obviously I don't think it would be a very good dress watch, but all in all, I think it's a pretty cool, interesting looking watch that gets a lot of little details that remind me of the 1980s. And obviously I'm pretty nostalgic about that. There you go. Lume is excellent on here. Lots of lume on those hands, lots of lume on the indices. That minute track is really loomed, and then those sub dials are also loomed. Even the hands are loomed. It's the chronograph second hand that is not loomed. However, you do have that sub dial at the 6 o'clock. That hand is loomed, so you can see your watch is running in the dark. Price on this watch, it comes in at $525, which is on the more expensive side for a meca-quartz chronograph. So I would say this is slightly on the expensive side, and you have to really like the look of this watch. This is the bubblegum color. There's another color that has sold out, so these are popular. This is the only one that's left, so if you like this color, definitely pick one up. $525, like I said, is on the expensive side, but you are getting 2 straps, and there's like a whole package that it comes with. If you like it, then definitely check them out. I will put a link to their website down in the description below. I do want to mention one other thing about this watch. 2 hours of sunlight gives you 2 months of power on this watch. So the solar powered version of a meca-quartz watch actually works very similar to the way that a normal solar powered watch works, which is pretty impressive. I didn't know that, so there you go. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. Please also don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It is super helpful to the channel, and I very much appreciate it. Anyway, guys, thank you for logging on. Thank you for checking out this video and joining me today. I will catch you guys in the next video.